I can see why people don't like React content for sure, because the reactors don't really react. I think that's also a big issue, right? Is it like, I don't really get named in a lot of these, you know, these like hate threads. Usually it's like other streamers, etc. But if people wanted to see the video more than me, they'd have already watched it. So like they're watching me to see what I'm gonna say about the video. And this person is happy that they had their video watched by a lot of people, but then there's some random person on Twitter who's, so it's like, I think really it's doing right by the people that you're actually affecting rather than, you know, like an idea, because everybody's gonna have a different philosophy on it.
Hello once again from the Tory dystopia of the United Kingdom, and today we are talking once again about React capitalism, because this is all kicked off. We had that drama maybe, must be a year and a half ago, where xQc outlined how Hasan was basically using their content to pad out a stream and not transforming the content. Hasan was seen on video basically just eating his dinner, and this rightly angered some content creators, and Hasan was just a symptom of like the wider problem of how often people treat YouTubers' content to just pad out their live streams when they're not even in the room sometimes. But today, although we will kind of talk about Hasan mainly in like a more positive way, because recently you guys might have seen he actually watched one of my videos on stream and he messaged me about it. So I'm going to talk about that a bit later, so don't worry, not retreading the old stuff. But mainly what I want to focus on today is not React Twitch streamers. It's more React YouTubers who also might be Twitch streamers, because you guys might see there's YouTubers like Asmongold, xQc, and Sssniperwolf who are basically React content farms. Now, I won't say all of these people are as bad as each other. Asmongold at least does put out some original content that doesn't feature him watching a video, but they all share the symptom of they just pump out so much content, which in essence, because of how untransformative it is, it's basically like them just stealing content for them to make money and re-uploading a YouTube video. Or in Sssniperwolf's case, just re-uploading someone's TikTok without crediting them. And I do think it has a lot to do with capitalism and capitalist ideology, and mainly neoliberalism. And one thing I think maybe we don't talk about so much with the neoliberal ideology and mindset is entitlement. And you guys will see this with like landlords who feel like they are offering a service, right? They don't think they're parasites for exploiting you. They think they're offering you something. Same with often job creators, CEOs of massive corporations. They think they're doing you a favor and not that they're exploiting your labor. And it's the same for React streamers. They feel entitled to this and they feel like you should be grateful they do this. The common sentiment is every YouTuber would feel privileged to have me watch their video on stream, have me on stream eat my dinner while all my audience watch your videos, where you actually make no money for your labor because they're actually watching it on my stream. And that is just like the ethics of streaming. But then the people I mentioned, xQc and Asmongold, they upload it on their YouTube channel, so it directly competes with the original person's videos, and more often than not, gets far more views than the original video itself. And again, as we've seen with this recent drama, they feel entitled to this content and don't see any problem with it. And these people I've mentioned, these three people, are all insanely wealthy from doing this. They've enriched themselves from doing this. And yeah, maybe it's not as unethical as being a landlord or whatever, but at the same time, the entitlement is similar, and profiting off other people's work, like conventional capitalists, is very similar. So I want to talk about this today in relation mainly to Asmongold, xQc, and Sssniperwolf, but I will talk about how Hasan, at least in terms of React YouTube, has done something better. And for those of you who don't know, Hasan doesn't actually control the reaction channels broadly, and there are a lot of them that just do it very cynically because they realize it can get them money. But don't worry, we're going to talk about all of that today. Before we go any further, please like the video. Check me out on social media at the Kavernacle, basically on everything: Instagram, Threads, Twitter, Blue Sky. Also consider becoming a patron. I'm trying to build up as many $1 to $3 patrons as possible. Benefits include access to the Discord server, access to my Nintendo Switch friend code, also old exclusive content on the Patreon itself, and also check out my subreddit and my second channel. The links to everything down in the description. So first of all, let's talk about the Hasan stuff and talk about him recently watching one of my videos. So basically, Hasan watched one of my very old videos about the socialist politics of Hideo Kojima, and he actually messaged me saying that he's told everyone, don't re-upload this video on the fan channels, things that aren't actually associated with him, but he tolerates because I think he knows somehow that I don't like it. Probably someone in his chat told him, or Discord told him. I actually said to him in terms of this video, I don't really care, to be honest, because that video is really old, and if you want to upload it again, I just want people to actually watch the video to learn about this subject. He didn't do it, but one channel did do it, and the channel is called Hasan Capital, which is pretty notorious for just always doing this, despite Hasan telling channels often that they shouldn't do this for certain creators. Hasan told me to copyright strike it. I honestly couldn't really be bothered, to be honest, just as YouTube can get funny if you start copyright striking, like, other channels, so it wasn't worth the hassle in my opinion. But that got 40k views. I believe Hasan had about 30k people watching his stream, and just saving this for later, a lot of people feel like when your video is on another person's stream, you get loads of views. I've uploaded this video twice because I think I added a bit in, but one of them got 1.8k new views and one of them got 1.5k new views, so 3k views in total from having my video re-uploaded by another channel and having it on Hasan's stream. So keep that in mind when people say YouTubers should be grateful that streamers watch their stuff. Even one of the biggest streamers watching my videos, that only gave me 3,000 views extra, which I think is about like $9 in ad revenue if people even watched most of it, basically, right? And I'm not saying anything negative about Hasan there. Like, he told me he was going to watch it. I told him it was fine. Didn't care. It's an old video. No problem at all. If he actually wanted to re-upload himself watching it onto another channel, I watched his reaction anyway. I thought it was transformative. He reacted to what was going on. And also, that video is also featuring a lot of clips from the video game too. So I don't really care he was using it. But we're talking about React Capitalism, and it's not just like Hasan's own channel, right? It seems Hasan has changed it. So on his main YouTube channel where he uploads clips from his Twitch stream, he doesn't really take segments where he's watching another person's video, because we are talking about the YouTube side of it. But like I said, there is this whole network of Hasan alleged fan channels, because some of them don't actually like him, they're just using him, and they re-upload it. So Noah Sampson made a video about Jonah Hill, and I tweeted, what video shall I watch today? And here we have Hasan Reactions posting it, 32k views, 49 minutes. Sssniperwolf Productions posting it, 42 minutes, 16 hours ago. 36k views, another one, 17k views, and another one, 70 views. And there's a lot of other people posting this. And basically, look, it's all basically the same thumbnail. There's Noah, there's Jonah Hill, there's Hasan looking at it. And what it basically does is flood the algorithm. So less people will be directed to Noah's own video. They will probably watch it through Hasan's. And if they watch it first through Hasan's, they'll probably never watch it on Noah's own channel. The same way I only had 3,000 people come to my videos who probably didn't even watch most of it. They just came to leave a nice comment, which is fair enough. But at the same time, you see if Hasan was doing this himself, why it would be so problematic. But because he has all these channels doing it, it really detracts from the creator's own, I guess, income, viewership, sub gains, and stuff like that. And Noah actually quote tweeted this saying he didn't specifically care about this. And for a lot of larger creators, I guess we don't really care. And I think Noah mainly makes his revenue on Patreon as well. So if you mainly make your income on Patreon, I guess you don't care as much, although you can probably still recognize newer viewership is harder to come by if the algorithm becomes flooded by React channels posting basically your whole video with them either transforming the content by making some sort of significant commentary, or in the case of some other streamers we're going to talk about, basically not even reacting, and it's basically just stealing your content, re-uploading it on their channel to basically make your channel into a content farm, right? I'm not saying Hasan does this, but because there's so many Hasan fan channels, a lot of the time they do this, right? And only sometimes when he specifically makes clear with someone like me, for example, that I don't want this to happen, then some of them seem like they won't do it. But not all of them, right? Because some of them still will do it. And I hope I'm illustrating the problem there, right? Hasan can watch a video of mine on stream, then someone can re-upload that onto YouTube, it really doesn't direct any traffic to my channel at all. As a medium-sized creator now, I don't really care, but I can understand for how a lot of people it is really, really frustrating. And also my videos are a bit more lower effort than some of the ones these people use. And yeah, I think these Hasan fan channels are literally bottom of the barrel YouTube. These people are absolute parasites. Like, we had the whole conversation about React Twitch streamers, but imagine being a person who actually reposts a Twitch stream of a Twitch streamer reacting to someone else's YouTube video. And also, can I note, one of these fan channels actually messaged me saying I stole their content, which was a video of Hasan watching a video of mine. And they said I stole their content by using a clip of that in my own video, right? Again, entitlement mentality from neoliberalism, even with these Hasan fan channels. But if we talk about the more recent drama, we kind of have to go back to DarkViper, who kind of is the Karl Marx of anti-React YouTube, because he literally wrote like a whole manifesto about this. And to be honest, even though people were memeing him about it, I actually, as another creator, found myself agreeing with a lot of it. He was basically criticizing React capitalism, not just on YouTube, but on Twitch as well. And he talked about Hasan, Moist Critical, Asmongold, and basically saying what they were doing was stealing from YouTubers. In the context of how he outlined his argument, I definitely agreed these people were stealing content. Now, recently, another drama on this stuff is a guy called Jacksfilms, who's been making videos about Sssniperwolf. And Sssniperwolf is like an absolutely gigantic YouTuber. Now, I've known about her for a while because she used to be a gaming YouTuber. And then she transitioned to like lifestyle until she started making herself into a content farm who just watches TikToks for every single video. And because her audience are kids, they really don't care what she's doing. I might play you a little clip of what Jacksfilms was saying about her.
This is Sssniperwolf. She's a YouTuber with over 30 million subscribers. She uploads daily, and her videos get at least 1 million views each. So, what does she do? She steals TikToks and reacts to them.
Oh, it looks like a cartoon!
Let's talk about how egregious this freebooting is. In each of her hundreds and hundreds of videos, she plays other people's TikToks and provides extremely base-level commentary.
This dude is running sideways! What? Wow.
If you want to support the original creators of the TikToks, too bad, because the only links you'll find in the description are all Sssniperwolf. And my favorite part is that half of the TikToks she includes either crop out the original username or just straight up don't have one.
It's minus 57 degrees.
Minus 57 degrees?
Yeah, that's what he said. Yep.
Tried to pour a can of Coke.
You try to pour a can of Coke?
Stop repeating. She's just repeating what they say louder.
She is like that Jinx person back in the day. She doesn't react. She just says what happens in the TikTok. Maybe if you're blind, you might like this content, but she shows you a viral TikTok, often not even showing you the username of the person who made the TikTok, and she says what happens. She is absolutely loaded. She has been an insanely wealthy YouTuber for about 10 years, and I was looking at this content maybe like a year ago, and I was staggered about the views. I'm like, she must just film a couple of these on like Monday morning, and then she's set for the week. She was getting at one point like 5 million views a video. She must have been absolutely raking it in, besides all the other sponsorships she probably has going on. But specifically, the videos were terrible. It wasn't even content. It literally was just a montage of various different TikToks she found. And she acts like she's transforming it by just commentating on what she's seeing. But we can see it too. We don't need this commentary. And no links are provided for us to go watch it and support the creator ourselves. Again, she just steals the content, and then she was getting mad at being called out about it. Because again, neoliberalism, entitlement, she feels like this is okay. And a lot of people argue with me when I criticize it, and I'm sure there'll be people in the comments saying, everyone does it. Everyone does it, it's okay. And you'll be surprised how common this sentiment is. Even when I criticized Hasan in the past about it, people are like, well, everyone does that. Everyone does that. Like, there's no other choice to just, stealing people's content. But yeah, it literally is like stealing to enrich yourself. There is no way around it when you have stuff like this, because I understand Twitch React capitalism is a bit different if you're transforming the content, but when you start putting it on YouTube as well, and you are like competing with the original video, with your re-upload, that's when the problems really, really set in. Like Sssniperwolf's content, super lazy, is stealing, but at least I guess, I'm not going to give her too much credit, she is stealing TikTok, so I guess the YouTube video isn't necessarily competing with the TikToks, although some people might see it there and not watch the TikToks. But I got to talk about two other people who are particularly bad for this, and it is Asmongold and xQc. Now, xQc has recently got into a lot of drama, but basically what these two creators do is they stream all day, and they often stream themselves watching YouTube videos. And Asmongold, I absolutely fucking hate, like basically became really, really famous because of the Johnny Depp trial, which he would stream all the time and have like no insight, basically, just watching it with everyone and then re-uploading it, right? But he does this with like so many different videos, like millions of views on some videos of him watching a YouTube video and barely reacting to it. But then, like I said, the problem gets even worse when you start uploading that on a YouTube channel. So your reaction is competing with the original video. And because you're a big creator, a lot of the times you're getting way more views for stealing this content in the most low effort form of React content. And I want to talk about this first, because even though he's reacting to the xQc drama, listen to how he like kind of explains this, because it is pretty maddening considering this guy is very, very wealthy and he's built this wealth through ad revenue on YouTube partly, and it often just boils down to him stealing content. So let's listen to this.
I can see why people don't like React content for sure, because the reactors don't really react. I think that's also a big issue, right? Is that like I don't really get named in a lot of these, you know, these like hate threads. Usually it's like other streamers, etc. I don't get named because I think that, you know, obviously I drag shit on way too long, and I also try to promote the people whose content I watch. You know, of course I do, right? And so, you know, people view it in a more positive light. Some people don't have much input. You often give secondary opinion. Yeah, I try to actually provide commentary, because, like, from my perspective, people watch me to listen to me, right? Like, that's really what it comes down to. They're watching me because they want to hear what I have to say. So if I'm watching a video, people are watching it for the video. They want to see the video. But if people wanted to see the video more than me, they'd have already watched it. So, like, they're watching me to see what I'm going to say about the video. Like, I would never react to somebody's content who didn't want me to, if that makes sense, right? I don't like doing things against another person's will, I guess you could say. I think that a lot of the React content creator drama is like, you know, like that myth of consent where it's like a male and a female saying I consent, and then it's God saying I don't. Right? And I feel like there's a lot of people where they see they see a person who gets their content reacted to, and this person is happy that they had their video watched by a lot of people, but then there's some random person on Twitter who's pissed. So it's like, I think really it's doing right by the people that you're actually affecting, rather than, you know, like an idea.
I mean, obviously, I don't think a guy who has built like a lot of his success on actually stealing content is going to come out and support arguments against that. I do find it very naive, and I think when you're in this bubble, you view it a certain way. So yeah, I'm a medium-sized creator, right? I don't want Asmongold to start sitting on stream watching all my videos and then re-uploading them as YouTube videos, detracting from my view count, making money off my work, and then competing directly with my channel because he thinks people click on it just to see what he says, right? People don't usually watch a video and then think, oh my God, what's my favorite streamer saying about that video? No, they watch it with the streamer. They watch it with the streamer because they're just watching the stream. They don't know what's coming, right? So it could be something that they're interested in, maybe a gaming video, because Asmongold does a lot of gaming stuff. And then he brings it up, they watch it together, and then maybe later this person gets recommended the video, but oh, they've already watched it. Why the hell would they watch it again? You've watched it while Asmongold's been watching it. And that's the problem. And also this notion, and I think Hasan has said this before, I really don't get it. It's like, if people don't want me to watch it, I won't do it, right? And to be fair to Hasan, somehow someone's told him, I don't really like that in terms of re-uploading my content, so he's told people not to do it, right? But that's because I'm a larger creator in the same ecosystem as him. But I doubt Asmongold knows personally if the people's videos he watches and then re-uploads to his YouTube channel I don't think he knows if they're okay with it, right? It's not like he asked permission before. I'm pretty sure he doesn't. A lot of these people don't ask permission ever. And someone actually sent me the meme he showed on that video recently about the myth of consent, saying, you know, both people, the YouTuber and the Twitch streamer, are okay with it, but some random person on Twitter isn't okay with it, right? People were saying that to me as someone who often gets my videos reacted to on stream. And I'm saying is, it's not just randos on Twitter who don't like that. I personally don't like that either. I don't want someone like Asmongold to watch a video I've made and then re-upload it on his YouTube channel and re-upload his reaction, right? I already have problems with lazy react Twitch streams. I definitely have problems with people uploading that lazy react Twitch stream to their YouTube channel as new content or whatever, which then competes with my own video and obviously detracts massively from my own social media metrics and stuff, right? I don't understand how these streamers don't understand why creators won't like it. Like, I work so hard on my channel. Even something like this video, I had to plan it, had to watch videos. Obviously, I'm up all night editing it, make 3 videos a week, right? I work really hard. If I wanted to, I could become a YouTube live streamer, and I bet I could make more money on this business model. I bet if I sat at my desk, I live streamed maybe 8 hours a day, 4 times a week, and did this business model, and then uploaded myself watching YouTube videos to my YouTube channel, I bet I could become far bigger on YouTube. I bet I could make far more money on YouTube. Do you know why I don't do that? Because it literally goes against my own political ideology and economic philosophy. I would always rather work harder according to my own ethics than steal people's content and people's labor to enrich myself and make myself more popular, right? Because I have ethics, I wouldn't do this. And again, it's the neoliberal entitlement of, oh, everyone does it, so I do it. Or that person actually likes it because their video gets more views, even though I'm stealing from their view count. Again, that's the entitlement of capitalists. They have to rationalize it to themselves in some way because fundamentally they're being bad people. You know, Asmongold might not be a terrible guy or whatever, but fundamentally what he's doing with his channel, the same with xQc and Sssniperwolf, is unethical, even if it isn't technically illegal, which these people like to often say as well. And maybe if it went to the Supreme Court of the United States over copyright law, they could even win. But a lot of things that make people money and get people famous in society are unethical. And yeah, if you don't want to hold yourselves to that standards, that's whatever. But at the same time, don't pretend what you're doing is beneficial to the people you're stealing content from. But now we go to one of the most, I guess, notorious content thieves, and that is xQc, who is a Twitch streamer, Kick streamer, and a YouTuber with 2.32 million subscribers. And if you go on his channel, basically most of what he's uploaded is him watching other people's YouTube videos. We've been talking about people like Hasan or Asmongold, and I think Asmongold is bad in his own way, but this guy is next level in that his reactions are terrible. He eats on stream all the time. He barely even says anything. Then he uploads it to his YouTube channel to get hundreds of thousands of views, on top of him being a millionaire already, right? But also, he hates being criticized for this. He hates being criticized for being a content thief and being super lazy. He got into an argument with some ordinary gamer about this. I'm going to read you some of the tweet thread to show you like what a terrible guy this guy is. And then just going to talk about it. So a guy called FilmBub says, Lamino spends months researching, scripting, and editing a video just for React streamers to re-upload the entire thing and provide zero input. So xQc uploads the Kennedy assassination, xQc reacts to Lamino, and it has 301,000 views, which is crazy. And then Dolan Dark posting some screenshots of xQc watching it, just like drinking soda and eating food. And then Ordinary Gamers writes, just a shame garbage like this fills the recommended tab. xQc getting butthurt. I wonder what triggers people like you so much. Revenue share? Audience split? Algorithm? I've heard this complaint a million times. And most public figures try to attack it from multiple angles, just to fall flat on their face. I'm watching a video I like to my people. That's it. Because I've already outlined the framework of this, right? Reacting on Twitch and Kick is one thing, which can be bad. Then re-uploading this on YouTube to directly compete with the original video and take away views from the original video. That is literally just stealing content, right? even if it's transformative, there's massive problems there. This guy's content is not transformative, barely transformative, right? He literally is just stealing. That is just a fact, right? So him trying to frame it as, I'm just watching a video of my buddies on Twitch and Kick. Yeah, but then you're re-uploading it to fucking YouTube and stealing views and money from the original creator. Going on to cope even more, saying they can claim the whole thing, and they do a lot of times. I swear you guys just make stuff up for the hell of it. My stuff gets re-uploaded for the YouTube frogs that missed the stream. Get me contradictory analytics or facts. Anything else is Z. Again, doesn't seem to care. I've proved to you, even when one of the biggest Twitch streamers, Hasan, watches a video of mine, I barely get any views from it, right? So I imagine the same thing happened with this person from people who watched it on Twitch and Kick with him and people who watched it on his YouTube channel. They would never go watch the original video. So the analytics are all over the place. You can see it. And yeah, if you're re-uploading it for YouTube frogs, again, entitlement, you're re-uploading it for money. You're not re-uploading it because you really care about your audience and you don't want to miss anything. The Ordinary Gamer's replying, saying, I know you're not the brightest, but I didn't expect you to be this intellectually dishonest. Nothing inherently is triggering when you view live content on different platforms. It's when you re-upload the content to the same platform, which I was saying, xQc saying, damn, I knew you liked using big words so that people would give your takes more importance, but filling your unfounded criticism full of personal attacks and using anecdotal evidence to prove that the content is cannibalistic by nature. I get it now. It's all for show. You have no substance. I guess it makes sense that you are upset everyone is reacting to actual good content instead of whatever you post. Keep molding, little brother. We both know why you posted that tweet in the first place. Insecurity is a isn't it? Bites when you least expect it and makes you look weak. Also, don't make a money argument type. I'm probably the one that cares the least about residual YouTube ad revenue. It compromises only maybe 1% of my total income. I do it to please my community. You know this already anyway. You just keep pretending you don't. Now write another essay to farm some impressions. Maybe you generate enough Twitter revenue to shut up the next time you wake up and feel like a weak-ass soy boy. Game is replying, no one brought up income as an example except for your insecure ass. We talked about impressions on the platform being cannibalized. Did your team reach out to mine when you reacted to some of my content as well? Seems not. So you can't be using the fact you communicated to one creator as an example. And then after that, Neo explains, says, this video shows xQc reacting to my video. He leaves the room 5 seconds into the video and then returns 10 minutes later, making a mockery of the fact that he's not reacting. Some say that a streamer watching a video will lead to more views and promotion. The entire video, except the sponsor end that pays my bills, was shown on stream, so there's no need for people to look up my video after. Where in the graph do I find the xQc bump? And someone else providing evidence. xQc gave Makitty so much extra exposure, she got an additional 10k views in the 2 weeks since xQc uploaded his 330k view reaction video. What a great guy. So xQc has made like various like videos from his stream addressing this, basically saying he's done nothing wrong. Again, it's like this capitalist neoliberal mentality, right? Him stealing content, him stealing people's views, him re-uploading low effort reactions, detracting from people who do a lot of hard work. There's no problem with that, right? He's already insanely wealthy, right? He does not need to upload this stuff on YouTube. And like he says, 1% of his revenue, which is probably still quite a lot considering how much money he makes. But anyway, even if that's the case, just stop then. You really care about your community so much, you have to re-upload it to YouTube. Feels like, yes, he is doing it for money, and he seems like a terrible guy. And I think a lot of people who aren't YouTubers really dismiss this whole thing as people like me or other YouTubers being crybabies. Like, oh, you should like it when someone like xQc or Hasan or Asmongold or anyone, when they watch your videos. And it's really a case by case. Like, I liked Hasan watching my Metal Gear video because he actually spoke about like the topics, and I actually liked people seeing a lot of this stuff for the first time, because a lot of people in left-wing spaces haven't really played Metal Gear Solid much, right? And I know that sounds weird. A lot of people haven't played Metal Gear Solid Peace Walker, and a lot of people who've even played that game haven't listened to all the cassette tapes because they're optional, right? My whole video revolved a lot around these cassette tapes. I'm happy that more people in a leftist space get to listen to that. So I'm happy in that context, right? But at the same time, if xQc stuck that video on and just left the room or ate his dinner and let it play, I'd be like, what are you doing? Then if he re-uploaded it onto YouTube to compete with my video and make money off my work, then I would be pissed. Don't think about this as Twitch streamers watching YouTubers' content is good for us. Because as multiple people I've read out today, and even myself have proven, it doesn't make a difference to us, right? We don't get any extra exposure or views from people watching our videos on other streams. Just doesn't happen because people watch it on that stream. They feel no reason to come to our channels and then watch it again. They simply don't. That's a fact proven again and again. Just because Hasan and Moist Critical can point to like 1 or 2 examples where maybe a channel is taken off thanks to that, doesn't mean most of the time no one leaves their platform and comes to ours. But if you're still finding it hard to empathize why YouTubers don't like their content stolen for Twitch stream reacts, think about NFTs, think about AI art, think about people who had their art stolen and made into an NFT and then sold for like hundreds of thousands, right? Think about people who've had their art stolen, people who have used AI to produce something which then makes loads of money. It's stolen work, right? And I think maybe the AI thing is a good comparison because what AI often does is take a bunch of things and steals from it, but creates something, I guess, new. But sometimes it looks just like the original thing. And I guess that's the same with React Twitch streams clipped and put onto YouTube, right? Sure, the Twitch streamer can say something, maybe say multiple things, maybe speak a lot in that video. But at the end of the day, they have basically done zero work, zero preparation, zero effort. They've just sat on stream and put on any old random YouTube video, which could have taken someone like so much work to create. And then they re-upload it to YouTube where it competes with the original video and often gets more views than the original video. And people won't go to the original video ever because they've already watched it on this Twitch stream, right? So it is theft in that way, in a more general way. And of course, like I said in my Metal Gear video, sometimes you just want to get the message out there. So maybe you don't mind, right? But most people want to be compensated for their work. If you do YouTube as a full-time job, you want to make money for your labor, and sometimes you need to make money for your labor because that's how you pay for basic necessities, rent, and stuff like that. Massive YouTubers coming in, watching your video and stealing your content is just gross and unethical because they're enriching themselves off your labor, but also they're actively harming you, right? There's 2 issues at play. Even if it didn't actively harm you, like maybe the Sssniperwolf TikTok stuff, it's still unethical. You're still stealing, right? But people like xQc do this in 2 ways because they watch it on Twitch and Kick and then re-upload it to YouTube. So they're harming you in both ways. And it's wrong and it's messed up. And like I said, maybe a lot of you people can't relate because you're not YouTubers, but think about it in regards to anything where someone makes profit based on stolen work of someone else, or even just a traditional job. Shareholder profits are stolen wages. You understand that, right? And although it might seem, I don't know, frivolous or Gen Z issues or millennial issues and stuff like that, it still really is fundamentally the same. People are stealing the labor of others to enrich themselves, and they have an entitlement mentality to that of, you should just be grateful I watched it in the first place because more people saw your thing, right? It's like stealing a piece of art, throwing it up in a gallery and, I don't know, writing your name underneath it, and then saying to the person you stole it from, you should be grateful that other people saw this. It makes absolutely no sense, and it's really like garbage tier content. And the fact that YouTube promotes Sssniperwolf as a creator to aspire to is insane, really. Like, that is not what the platform should be about, and this type of content is probably going to get even more popular because it's easy, right? Like I said, if I wanted to become very wealthy, I would act like Asmongold. I would sit on YouTube live stream all day, watching other people's videos, and then cut it afterwards and upload it as my own. I'm 100% sure I could get way more famous and I could make so much more money if I did that. I'd probably be doing the same amount of work, if not less. I would have to plan things less. I'd have to think about things less. I'd never be short of an idea for a video because I'd watch someone else's. It's f***ing easy. That's what depresses me about our society, is that because you can enrich yourselves in unethical ways which aren't technically illegal, people just do that and don't see any problem with it. They often justify it to themselves by saying, well, everyone does it. So if everyone does it, I can do it too, and it's no problem. But anyway, that is it for the video. Let me know what you guys think down in the comments, and if you made it this far, thank you for watching.